You know what time it is? It's review time, baby. Welcome to the video. We have a lot in store for you, and a reminder that this video comes out every Tuesday. So mark your calendars for the next 11 weeks because that's when the videos will drop. Today's episode consists of the next album, With the Beatles, released November 22nd, 1963. Now you might recognize that date, and there's good reason for it. That was the day Kennedy, John Fitzgerald, was murdered. Now that death likely boosted the Beatles' success because people bought the album to heal and thus brought it to number one. The news coverage that day was mainly focused on the release of the Beatles' new album until the president was shot and later died. Now, let us begin our review. It won't be long. We start off the track with a very energized original song. With John on lead, this is your classic jangly early Beatles tune. The bridge is a good juxtaposition from the chorus, but the obvious highlight is George's guitar. The lead lines are really, really great. Not perfect, but close. Moving on to All I've Got to Do. This is a nice, more chill song with Paul on the lead, and Paul's lower voice, which makes it reminiscent of a 50s ballad. That being said, the opening classical guitar chord by who I assume is George is a very good way to start off the song. At about 50 seconds, the chorus vocals come in, and it really becomes a great Beatles track. All my lovin'. What a hit. What a great song. The vocal intro by Paul, the rhythm guitar is standout of the song. And the vocal style and background music create a sort of tonal dissonance. The delayed backup vocals on the verse are great and hidden so that you won't hear them until your 15th listen. George's guitar solo was so early 60s rock, and I love it for that. It's great in all ways. This original captures the Lennon-McCartney writing style just so perfect. Don't Bother Me. Don't Bother Me was the first song George Harrison ever wrote. The reverb and melancholy lyrics are a perfect touch for this lower end, though still jangly song. And mad props to George because it's his first song ever and the lyrics were great. The guitar solo bites with its snappy guitar, and overall it's a great song. Till There Was You. Till There Was You is hands down my favorite song on this album. Paul's voice, great. The super jazzy vibe is great. Ringo's playing is great, but do not get me started on George Harrison's incredible, fabulous, spectacular guitar playing. This is at least the top 5 George Harrison guitar moments of all time. Like, oh my goodness. It's super complex whilst retaining its beauty, the perfect song, and perfect guitars to play that song. Maybe Django Reinhardt could play that, but wow. When George goes into the guitar solo and plays it super jazzy while keeping the Beatles vibe, I just lose it. I understand why everyone went crazy when the Beatles played the show. Please, Mr. Postman. Wow, the intro of this song, the wait. It reminds me of the opening chord to A Hard Day's Night. That being said, I would have preferred if it started off the second side and left the end of the A side to Till It Was You. John's vocals are great, and the backup vocals singing in high falsetto is also great. All in all, it's just a great tune. Roll Over Beethoven. Roll Over Beethoven is a great Chuck Berry track, but a mediocre Beatles track. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but it doesn't capture the essence of the song, whereas Chuck's did. The guitar work is great, but that's to be expected. And the best part is that George does the guitar and sings. I really think that the claps make the song, and without them, the song wouldn't just be mediocre. That being said, I do love the line, roll over Beethoven and tell Tchaikovsky the news. That mostly wraps it up for this video. I know that was only the first song on the second side, but the rest is really a letdown. The album is no Please Please Me. Final thoughts. I think that the record is great. And the A-side is stellar. But because side 2 is such a letdown, I have to drop points. This album has such high points and some low points, but in the end, I have to give this album a spotted apple. If you don't understand the scoring system, I covered extensively in my previous album review, linked in the description. Go check it out. And you should already have watched that if you're watching this one, let's be honest. Notable tracks include Till It Was You and All My Loving. That was it with the Beatles album review. With the Beatles album review. If you like this video, I do many like it, and I'm doing a series, as mentioned before, so don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it helps out a lot. Thank you all very, very, very much for watching, and I hope to see you all later.